So Kamala Harris being a hypocrite once again. So this tweet was tweeted 2 days ago, which says, with today's sentencing, Russia continues its wrongful detention of Brittney Griner. She should be released immediately. President Joe Biden and I and our entire administration are working every day to reunite Brittney as well as Paul Whelan with loved ones who miss each of them dearly. So, if you guys are unaware, let me go ahead and refresh your memory, is that Brittney Griner went across country lines smuggling marijuana into Russia when she shouldn't have. Okay? But just look at the comments here. I mean, has Joe Biden forgiven student loans? Doubt it. We need student loan relief. Why? You signed the paperwork. No one forced you to go to college. Yeah, that's not even important what we're talking about. It's not wrongful, this person says, Damian Alexander. She broke the law. Okay, and someone else responded. The issue in Russia, their laws say under 6 grams is a fine and up to 15 days in jail. She had 0.7 grams and got 9 years. She's not blameless. She absolutely violated the law and charges were warranted. However, the sentence wasn't warranted by Russia's own standards. Because of the smuggling charges. Except the smuggling charges also don't justify 9 years. Not a large amount of their calculation fits into the admit offense and caps at 5 years. Okay. So apparently under 6 grams is a fine. So under 6 grams, right? And she had 0.7 grams. But they said the fine is up to 15 days in jail. Well, you get a fine and up to 15 days in jail. But she got 9 years. But this guy says, how many people did we have in jail for drug offenses? Are we going to release all United States citizens that are currently incarcerated for drugs? No. Anyone incarcerated for marijuana uses? Yes. Because as you can see here, a total of almost 2,000, nearly 2,000. In total, 1,974 people were sent to state prison for marijuana-related offenses during Harris's 2011 through 2016 tenure as the Golden State's lead prosecutor, the Washington Free Beacon reported. Okay? You see that? This is what Kamala Harris did during her tenure as the DA lead prosecutor in San Francisco. Okay? So back to this. Now what is this? Because of Russia, prices are rising. Because of Russia, there will be no food. War in the 21st century, people becoming refugees, sensitive content, everything is blocked. Everything in Ukraine is September 11th. Yeah, 9/11. The whole world is suffering because of Russia. Because of Ukraine, the war does not spread further. If they blame Santa Claus, you believe that too? I mean, this guy. Legalize marijuana. Then we look less like hypocrites. Exactly. Hell, you know how many people she put away for weed? Nearly 200. But if you want to count exactly, 1974. Yeah, that's easy to remember. You know? So, Madam, I hate when people call her that. Madam Vice President. What are your thoughts on the prosecution of cannabis possession under your watch in San Francisco? Were they okay? Because the people you ordered assaulted that were neither wealthy nor famous. Yep, there's another one, hypocrite. There's another one calling Kamala Harris a hypocrite. See? Look at that. Yeah, look at this. Y'all think we're lying? She actually did put away 2,000, nearly 2,000. Okay, but in total, 1,974 people were sent to prison over marijuana-related charges. Under Harris's, okay, yes, we're talking about this Harris right here, Kamala, Madam Vice President Harris, as some of y'all like to call her, okay, as DA in San Francisco. And another one, too broke to be woke. Okay, that's a funny name. How was it wrongful? She broke the law in a foreign country. Seems just to me. I'm sure she will still vote blue in November. You know, unfortunately, yes, she did break the law in a foreign country. So if that were the case, Kamala Harris, if you want to say that she should be released immediately, then what about all the 1,974 people that you locked away in prison? Should they get let go free? Right? If you're going to let her go, why not let go the other ones that you locked away during your tenure as the DA in San Francisco? Which most of them, if not all, were black. Okay, black people are the ones you locked up. And if you don't believe that, well, take a look at this. Yes, someone say that Kamala Harris, she's been locking you know what. I'm not going to say that word. You know, at Renee, referring to San Francisco court, referring to the Oakland courthouse since way back in the day, and was doing it with a smile on her face. He wasn't wrong. Kamala Harris has spent her career as District Attorney of Alameda County, San Francisco, and as Attorney General, aka the top cop of California. You understand? All right? Some of you who can't read, some of you who, refuse to acknowledge that Kamala Harris is basically not for black people. As someone from the Bay Area living in Oakland, he says, I am consistently reminded of her history of locking black people in the Bay Area. Okay, locking up black people in the Bay Area. Her track record consists of terrorizing black communities, okay? You hear that? Black communities. Black communities. Not black and nothing. Just black communities, people. There's no black and brown. There's no black and LGBT. There's no black and Asians. No, it's just black communities she was terrorizing through the prison industrial complex, and she has consistently shown herself to be an enemy to the masses of black people, and rightfully so. Okay? While I admit the symbol of having a black woman as a president sounds nice, well, it don't really sound nice when you have this one, Kamala Harris, who pretends like she wants to be black when convenient, but then turns around and say that she's Asian, thick and through. Yeah, her black side only wants to come out just to get black people to get out there and vote for nothing. I operate under the political belief that there are no good presidents. Yeah. That is true. There is no good presidents. There never was any good presidents that has ever benefited black people. Okay, some may argue Donald Trump, yes and no, but some may say that Donald Trump worked better for black people. Black people did better when it was under Trump. Some may argue against it, but you know what? Hey, you can't argue with the numbers. All right. Presidents are just figureheads for white supremacist settler colonial states. I aim to have principled critique of her record that advocates black political thought. Yet Twitter has been full of I can't even say that word. Forgive me if I mispronounce it. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that. Critiques of Kamala Harris. It is important we critique her while avoiding misogyniers. Once again, forgive me for mispronouncing that word. Misogynistics. Okay. Misogynist. There we go. All right. Misogynistic. All right, that's how you say it. As there is no place for misogyneers in the black liberation movement. Of course not. Never. Whether it's declining to advocate for legalization of marijuana in California, in which black people are arrested at the highest rate, or her failure to support body cameras for the police, while simultaneously opposing legislation that will require her office to independently investigate police shootings. Kamala is not for the people. She even defended the 3-strike law, in which black people are incarcerated at the rate of 12 times higher than whites. Kamala Harris has demonstrated through her actions that she does not value black lives. But yet all of a sudden now she's advocating a black life with Brittney Griner. The consistency is just not there. So she doesn't value black life, but yet she will value Brittney Griner when it was necessary. But then again, it's not necessary to advocate for her anyways, because the U.S. has had a history of locking up black people. Once again, look at this number, in state prisons for marijuana-related offenses under this woman's tenure as the Golden State lead prosecutor. Okay? So let's go ahead and continue this little thing right here. Kamala's support of the death penalty, in which a modern day form of lynching that has executed hundreds of innocent people, also disproportionately affects black people, proves that she doesn't value black lives. She never did, she never will. She never valued Breonna Taylor's life either. She never valued George Floyd, because otherwise we could have been had a George Floyd Policing Bill Reform Act, which supposed to end qualified immunity, but they never got around to it. And if she ever did value black lives, reparations would have been talked about, signed, sealed, delivered. Boom. And no, not for the immigrants, okay? Not for black immigrants that just came here. Lineage-based reparations. And California had better stay on track with them lineage-based reparations. You had better stay on track with that, California. So Kamala even advocated that an innocent black man named Kevin Cooper, who was a death row inmate and had a trial that was rooted in overt racism and corruption, to be executed. Now, she advocated for this even though Kevin had DNA evidence that proved he was innocent. Okay? He was innocent. But yet Kamala Harris opposed it anyway, until the New York Times exposed the case. Furthermore, America has no moral ability to be able to decide who lives and who dies. The death penalty is fundamentally racist. Yeah, but the leftists don't ever talk about that. You never hear the death penalty ever come out of their mouths that disproportionately affects black people. You never hear that come out of their mouths, ever. Why? Because, well, Kamala Harris supports it. That's why they don't want to talk about it. Because if they do talk about it, then Kamala Harris, oh man, they would have hold her feet to the fire real bad. But it's kept silent. So yeah, Black Lives Matter doesn't really matter to those who claim they support black lives, but yet they never talk about the death penalties that fundamentally and disproportionately affects black people. furthering her record as a tough on crime politician, which the right wingers heavily support. Not only has she failed to support policies that might improve the black lives, okay, the lives of black people, not black and brown, not black and anything else, okay, black people. And no, they didn't say people of color either. No people of color, no, black people. She has defended the need for prison slavery. What's dangerous about Kamala is that she weaponizes civil rights language, however, her action proves otherwise. Exactly. Like she was down in freaking South Carolina to help Jim Clyburn get reelected as the majority whip. And we hearing her talking about collard greens. Like, wow, collard greens. What does that got to do with policies, Kamala? And for instance, the idea that we incarcerate people that have indentured servitude is one of the worst perceptions. I feel strongly, very strongly about that. It invokes images of chain gangs, okay? Despite making the connection between prison labor and chain gangs, she pushed back against the federal order to expand an early parole program, arguing that it would deplete their stock of prison labor, especially inmates who fight wildfires. These inmates make $1 an hour. $1, okay? Which is a form of slavery. Kamala Harris is not only a super cop, but an adamant defender of the institution of policing that is rooted in slave patrols. Yeah, remember, slave patrols, before they were called the police. Okay, before they were called the police, they used to call themselves slave patrols, catching runaway slaves who were already freed. Okay? So, once again, invoking the language of being a civil rights leader for black people, which is a freaking lie. She weaponized the words like truth, justice, and equality, which is a freaking lie. For her campaign slogan is for the people. This is propaganda, and this campaign strategy isn't something new. Okay, it rather follows, and I refer to it as the Obama plan. And that Obama plan strategy that will center a civil rights type narrative such as hope. Well, you know what it means to, you know what that word means, right? We gotta hope and pray. Hope and pray. That's basically what it means. Pray. And we'll also use elements of blackness we like in order to get a black person elected. This campaign uses the popular aesthetics of blackness despite the actions of Harris being fundamentally anti-black. Okay? I'm going to skip ahead to all that stuff. So it is clear that Kamala Harris is not for the people. Never was, never will be. And she does not deserve to run re-election or any election ever. Okay? She is for the American empire. Don't let her identity as a black woman, once again, she don't identify as black. She identifies as Asian. She's only black when convenient for her, all right? But yeah, don't let her identity as a quote-unquote black woman or her identity as a AKA or her status as an alumni from Howard University fool you into thinking she's actually for us. Kamala Harris don't give a F about you N-words. But yeah, man. And this was back in January 25th, 2019, January 25th, 2019. Yeah, this was an old article before she got elected. But people didn't listen. Black people refused to listen because they wanted to get Trump out. Because Trump is so racist. Trump is a threat to American society, and this and that. But you gotta call it for what it is, people. Inflation didn't exist under Trump. All right? Inflation existed now under Biden. Okay? It didn't exist under Trump. So what are we doing with these inflation numbers, people? What is Joe Biden doing better than what Donald Trump was doing that's making people's lives better? Are we still funding Ukraine? Seems like we are. Are we trying to stop Taiwan from, being swallowed by China? That's what we're doing, right? Are we sending drones to kill the leader of Al Qaeda? Yeah, that's what we're doing. But we still have issues and problems going on in America, which the U.S. government, the current administration, refuses to address. Okay? They're not doing enough to address this. Instead, we're worrying about Ukraine still. We're worrying about Taiwan. And then you see stuff like this right here coming from the VP, Madam Vice President of all people, okay, who have the nerve to write this piece right here. Hypocrite, saying that Brittney Griner should be released immediately. Okay, well, if that's the case, why don't you free the 1,974 people that you locked away for marijuana charges then, Kamala Harris? I think that's fair, right? But let's scroll down to some more of these comments, all right? And another thing that I ain't seeing is I don't see any LGBT advocates coming out to defend this woman either. Where is the LGBT community in this? Where are y'all? Huh? I still don't see an LGBTQ flag anywhere in this response. Yep. I still don't see no LGBT. I'm not seeing any Black Lives Matter people in this in this Twitter tweet. Oh, wait a minute. I see one. There's somebody who is LGBT. Look at that. Socialist. Compassion is power. I don't know about that one. Hashtag LGBTQ rights. Co-host of Rev Black Network. All right, well, look at this tweet. So when you are wait, hold on, I'm reading that wrong. So when are you and Biden going to commune the sentence of all the people whom you locked up over cannabis possession in California as AG, which is Attorney General? Oh, okay. So wait a minute. Somebody in the LGBT community who is black. Okay, all right. Now he's actually holding Kamala Harris accountable for what she was doing as the Attorney General of California. Okay. Should you guys be surprised? No. Because this guy, okay, I think he understands what it means to be black before LGBT. Yeah, see? She put 2 black men in prison and they were innocent. Exactly. She locked them up when she was San Francisco District Attorney. As Attorney General, she did nothing other than run for Senate. As Attorney General, she kept them locked up for past their release dates. Only lesbians. What? What is that supposed to mean? I wrote the crime bill that targeted minorities, aka black people, and I sent them to prison using that very same law. Okay, see, look at this. These are the people that you voted for to get Trump out. I continue to shake my head for any black person in America defending this crap. I still shake my head. Never. Where is a very fair question? Don't know what he's talking about. She ruined 20 years of Jamal Truelove life for a murder he never committed. Luckily, he won his appeal and sued her in the city of San Francisco and was rewarded millions for her incompetence and cover-up. Good for him. All right, going back. All right, I'm about to just go to his page real quick. All right, let me just see. Just a communist whose life is outer space, who lives in outer space. You can tell a tree by the fruit it bears, right? What fruit did Obama bear? It wasn't good. Many people lost a lot. Okay, so it seems like this guy is not a LGBT raccoon. So far, Biden condemned Russia for sentencing Brittney Griner to prison, even though he is the architect for laws that do the same here in the U.S. is peak hypocrisy. Yep, exactly. Free them all. Exactly. Yep. 1000% agree. The U.S. arrests people for weed too. It should be legalized, but here we are. By the way, anyone being arrested for it is BS. Oh, so I guess another person in the NBA, Iman Shumpert, sorry, was arrested for having 6.1 ounce of marijuana in his backpack at the Dallas-Fort Worth airport on Saturday. I got mines, F you. Mindsets leads to our collective demise. Yeah, he's talking about the old civil rights generations saying how they got theirs, now go get yours. F you. Just because they were working for the government all those years until retirement, now they want you to go get yours, is what they're saying. Never pass down anything to their successors, which is son, daughter, grandchildren, you name it. Never pass down anything. Never had that generational wealth in the black community, ever. But yeah, okay. Wait, hold on. Let me read one more. This is a retweet, by the way. Hey, leftists. I've seen so much discourse on Pelosi going to Taiwan. I've seen basically everyone on the mainstream jerking the gherkin. I don't know what he's trying to say to this, but leftists seem split. Do you support Pelosi going to Taiwan or no? Who gives a crap? I don't care about that. But yeah, okay, buddy. All right. So you're not completely an LGBT raccoon. All right. Hey, I'll rock with you, my dude. No doubt. Why is it wrongful, VP? She committed a crime under Russian law while in Russia. True. That and people in the U.S. have also been locked up for marijuana charges that need to get let go right now. Just like Brittney Griner. Okay? If you want to advocate for that, you got to advocate all of them. Free all of them, Kamala Harris. Oh, another one. This you? How Kamala Harris fought to keep nonviolent prisoners locked up. Yep. That is you, isn't it? All right, beautiful. Yeah, beautiful of Kamala Harris. Yeah, forgive me if I cannot pronounce these words. I need to go back into the dictionary and how to pronounce these words, okay? Forgive me. Kamala Harris made out of black men she locked up and kept in prison past the release dates for jail labor. Yes, jail labor, aka slave labor. We want to bring them back to the US so I can use them as slave labor in California. And look at that freaking hideous witch looking smile cackling. You wicked witch of the West. And once again, hold Biden accountable. This is you. Kamala Harris had nearly 2,000 people locked up on marijuana charges, which we just read right here. All right. This is what we read. Alex Saab was an Venezuelan ambassador wrongfully detained in the U.S. since June 12, 2020. Well, I mean, what did they lock him up for? I mean, I've been seeing that since scrolling down. And another one, I mean, again, same thing. Who is this Alex Saab? Or Sabe? So you agree it's wrongful to lock up people for possession of marijuana? Good question. Is it wrongful, Kamala Harris? Trade Donald Trump for Brittney Griner to Russia. Cool. Wouldn't that be more like a play date for those two? Sure, I don't think Donald Trump wouldn't have a problem going to Russia in prison. Hey, they might treat him with royalty in Russia. Who knows? Trade Biden and Harris for Paul and Brittney. The topic wasn't about me, but I'm glad to know I'm always on your mind. Yeah, unfortunately, Donald Trump has got these people's minds, in the wrong mental frame of mind. Their mental frame of mind is just messed up. You, VP, have put more people in jail longer for possessing less. Remember when you try to keep people in prison solely as a source of cheap labor? As it says right here. It's okay when we do it, right? You used marijuana conviction for forced labor. I mean, look at all this look at all of this, huh? I'm gonna go ahead and play this audio real quick. Yeah, this is Tulsi Gabbard holding Kamala Harris's feet to the fire during that 2019 presidential debate.
Congresswoman Gabbard, you took issue with Senator Harris confronting Vice President Biden at the last debate. You called it a, quote, false accusation that Joe Biden is a racist. What's your response?
I want to bring the conversation back to the broken criminal justice system that is disproportionately negatively impacting black and brown people all across this country today. Now, Senator Harris says she's proud of her record.
Not black and brown, Tulsi Gabbard, only black. All right.
As a prosecutor, and that she'll be a prosecutor president, but I'm deeply concerned about this record. There are too many examples to cite, but she put over 1,500 people in jail for marijuana violations and then laughed about it when she was asked if she ever smoked marijuana. She blocked evidence. She blocked evidence that would have freed an innocent man from death row until the courts forced her to do so. She kept people in prison beyond their sentences to use them as cheap labor for the state of California. And she fought to keep cash bail system in place that impacts poor people in the worst kind of way.
Thank you, Congresswoman. Senator Harris, your response?
And look at how she responds, okay?
As the elected Attorney General of California, I did the work of significantly reforming the criminal justice system of a state of 40 million people, which became a national model for the work that needs to be done. And I am proud of that work. And I am proud of making a decision to not just give fancy speeches or be in a legislative body and give speeches on the floor, but actually doing the work of being in the position to use the power that I had to reform a system that is badly in need of reform. That is why we created initiatives that were about re-entering former offenders and getting them counseling. It is why, and because I know that criminal justice system is so broken, that I am an advocate for what we need to do to not only decriminalize, but legalize marijuana in the United States.
I want to bring Congresswoman Gabbard back in. Your response, please.
The bottom line is, Senator Harris, when you are in a position to make a difference and an impact in these people's lives, you did not. And worse yet, in the case of those who are on death row, innocent people, you actually blocked evidence from being revealed that would have freed them until you were forced to do so. There is no excuse for that. And the people who suffered under your reign as prosecutor, you owe them an apology.
Senator Harris.
So my question is how did this person not get elected in the 2020 election? How did Tulsi Gabbard not get elected? Just saying. If you wanted Trump out, you could have went with her. I mean, shoot. She's a woman, so what? You could have went with Tulsi Gabbard as the president or vice president. Who knows? I mean, would it hurt to have Bernie Sanders as the president? Just saying. I mean, Joe Biden, why? Why him? Why Kamala Harris? Biden and Harris? I mean, why them? Why? Don't tell them what I did as top cop in California about weed sentencing. Ah ha ha ha. Well, supposedly, I think they're getting ready to trade prisoners Victor Bout for Brittney Griner. I mean, who knows? We'll have to see about that one. But yeah, you get the point. I'm pretty sure y'all get the point here. So once again, Kamala Harris, if you feel that Brittney Griner should get released from Russian prison and brought home, you, Vice President, you need to use your power and authority to free all the other people that you locked up for marijuana usage also. Okay? A total of 1974. Okay? 1974, which is 1974 people that you locked away for the same charges that Brittney Griner got in Russian prison. Okay? You free her, you free all of them. Right? Hashtag free all of them. So anyway, let me know what y'all think about this in the comments below. So, yes, please leave your likes, subscribe, comment, all that good jazz, and feel free to send your donations. They are not required, but it is greatly appreciated, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.